Well, good morning. It's great to be back in Tallinn again. I strongly remember my very first meetings in this beautiful town, late 80s, in another universe, basically. But now we're back in serious times again, and it's extremely relevant to meet in this format. The very first JEF meeting when all the partners in JEF also are formal allies in NATO. So it gives an extra flavor to this meeting. Well, the topics are very obvious: the support to Ukraine, of course, but also the even closer neighborhood, the shadow fleet in the Baltic Sea. A lot of efforts are being made right now, and as you know, we agreed yesterday on increasing our efforts to really stop those vessels that provide a serious threat in different ways for our country. So I look forward to today's discussions. That's it.
Should JEF nations have a defense spending below 3%?
Well, most of the countries, well, all of us are rapidly increasing our defense spendings, including Sweden, as you know. I think we are all above 2%, obviously. Sweden is heading for 2.4 next year, 2.6 the years after that. And we consider 2% as a floor, basically, not limiting at all the further increases in Swedish defense spendings. We don't have a joint figure. I would say 2.5 would honestly be too little to have as a figure, since we are all of us are exceeding that or on our way to exceed that. So, but I think the discussion shows that we are all taking it very seriously, and obviously those countries not yet in NATO reaching the 2% formal target, they will rapidly have to do so.
What is your message to Russia, and does Sweden still have a plan to give just Gripen firefighters to Ukraine?
Well, the message to Russia is the same as previously, obviously. We will support Ukraine as long as it takes. We all want peace. It needs to be peace through strength. We all want negotiations, but it needs to be negotiations on Ukrainian conditions. And to make that possible, Ukraine needs to have a very, very strong position when you enter these discussions. That was the obvious topics for yesterday evening's discussions. Regarding Gripen, we are doing exactly what we told Ukraine and the F-16 coalition half a year ago, that we are supporting the F-16 coalition. We are deploying surveillance aircrafts to Ukraine, which actually increases the capabilities of the F-16s quite significantly. We are not ruling out at all deploying Gripens as well. But we agreed at that time that to deploy two different systems at the same time was simply not a good idea, and that we have agreed with together with the other partners as well.
Prime Minister, since you are sharing the belt between Sweden and Denmark with Denmark, are there any bilaterals on how you're going to do the follow-up in practice?
Sorry, on what?
On the shadow fleet.
Ah, yeah.
To inspect.
Yeah, well,
the ships?
as you know, there are obvious limitations to what we can do according to international law and the sea. The legislation, but still we are increasing our efforts to demand more clearly that every vessel needs to be insured and to safeguard that they also confirm these insurances is a significant step to also to follow them more closely and to share the information between countries so we can follow them extremely closely. I think it's simply totally unacceptable for these countries or this country to use the shadow fleet not only to increase their income to benefit the war, but also to put countries at risk for obvious risks in this way. So we are increasing our efforts right now, and the message to Russia is we will not stop until they stop with these shadow fleets.
But is there something that you can do to stop the shadow fleet? You really
Well, we are firmly behind the international order on freedom of navigation. So there are limitations, but there are also limitations to what we can accept for Russia to do. So the steps we're taking right now are necessary. Well, thank you so much.